I'm Draken and this is the DrakenWerks, and we are here back at the Netherhub project. So you may remember quite a few episodes ago we had started digging out this place and we were working with the rest of the server to dig it out, and we began this week by realising that we wanted to actually get the rest of it done. So there wasn't a lot to be left done in digging out the actual Netherhub project stage area, but myself, Lady Bex and Sunny Spacecraft all went down there and started digging out the rest of what was down here, and that was in preparation for something else that was going to occur this week, which we will get to at the end of the episode. But I thought I'd just quickly show off what we were doing down here, and yeah, we were having to tackle and deal with like hoglins and all that sort of stuff. I had great fun being chased around because that wing that I was digging out there, that was a particularly bad one for hoglins running around and chasing us off the top there. I think I tried dragging the hoglins over to Sunny Spacecraft a couple of times there as well, which I tried to see if I could offload them onto her, which I don't think she was too impressed with. But yeah, we were trying to dig through this all and trying to get the Netherhub project all up and running and everything here. But yeah, we got through it all, we dug it all up and everything else like that. I'm not sure if anyone else came in and helped out after I left, though I was there for quite a significant amount of the day. But a lot was done and a lot was achieved in doing this one as well. But you'll find this episode there's going to be a lot of time lapses. I'm not going to put more to music like we normally do. There will be some that I will be talking over like this one here as well. But we're going to crack on in a second with another time lapse that's back at our base as well. Okay, that was a short time lapse. That's because we've got a second one coming up in a moment as well, which is going to be a little bit longer. But I wanted to just quickly show off what we built so far here. So I've been playing around with Lightmatica. We started with the first use of it the other week where we were doing the Collectives HQ down in Spawntown. But I thought I'd use it to actually replicate the designer ship that we have over at Fort Poppy, which we have the Jasmine class vessels there, and so I've rebuilt the same class of ship here at the garden docks down in Drakkenspire, sort of expanding out. I've got a couple of other things I want to put down here in the gardens area here, garden dock area here, but this is getting one of the two ships that I probably have built down here. This is the smaller one of the two that I'm going to plan to put in this area, but this is the IDV Acropolis, pretty much similar to the IDV Jasmine. If you go back many episodes, it was one of our earlier episodes. Actually, we built that one down at Fort Poppy. Same sort of design. Cargo's around a little bit different and everything as well. Obviously, you know, the cargo's not going to be exactly lined up the same. We put some cargo around in here as well. But we started getting into, I've got like a long A4 document, or just over an A4 page worth of document of a list of things I need to get done around the Drakkenspire to get the inner city completed. And part of it's like this, sort of terraforming these little patches of land here as well is on that list. So I've started to be able to actually get in and start doing some of the little bits and ob jobs and everything else that we need to do to actually finish off the Drakkenspire. And you can see we've also terraformed these pieces of land. I didn't want to make everything sterile. I wanted to have some sort of natural ground areas and everything else, so we've been terraforming a lot. I also built a little fishing pier down here as well. It's just little characteristic bits that are just tucked in here and there around the actual spire itself, but you want to make it look like it is an actual lived-in city, not just everything has been completely built over the top of. So you've got bits of dirt and stuff sort of piled up at the side there, and we'll have a couple of points like that around the Drakkenspire itself. But I thought we'd come over to here. We're getting ready for our next time lapse, but before we do, see if you can guess what we're going to build. Now, there's two very big clues. The first big clue is A, where we are, and B, also what is in these shulker boxes. You can see there's a lot of wool in here of certain colours, and yeah, there's also a lot of wood down here as well. Now, this is actually genuinely how much materials I needed. Again, we went back to using Lightmatica. I designed something out on a creative server and then used it to import it into here and build it over here. I was starting to really like Lightmatica for doing things like that. Really handy as well when you've got multiple classes of things. But I think that we should go and have a look at the second time lapse that we're going to do of the day, or the second ship time lapse we're going to do of the day. Again, that's a bit more of a clue as to what we're going to build. Let's have a look though. Okay, I would like to introduce you guys to the IDAV Drakenspire. This is the ship that is named after the Drakenspire itself, and it is, to date, the largest airship that is on the server. So this is actually bigger than the IDAV community, which sits back down at Spawn Town. It is, like the IDAV community, it has a double balloon on top instead of the single balloon, but it's also actually a double hull as well, as you can see at the front there. So it's got two sections of hull at the front, and it is by far and large our largest ship that we have built to date. It's not complete. I haven't done the interior. I haven't gone through and sorted the interior out. We've just sorted the exterior and all the balloons out, so we can see what it looks like from the outside. I will take you on a quick tour on the inside in a second as we fly around here. You can see we've got like the back cargo entrances like we get on some of our ships, some of the larger ships that we have around here, but it's got 5 decks of cannons on it, plus the 2 great big huge cannon turrets at the front as well, which is something new that I built onto these things. This is very much a warship, not any sort of diplomatic vessel like the IDAV community is. This is very much designed to be a warship. This is here to defend our spire and everything else, and yeah, we won't pay too much attention to the fact that we might have like a bomb bay down here as well with some giant ordnance as well, just in case anyone decides to really start kicking off against the Drakenspire. We have our ship here to sort of be able to defend it off, but we've got to finish doing down here, so we're going to have to put in all of the usual sort of things that we put on these ships. So things like a galley, we're going to need to put in the bunks, we're going to need to put in officers' quarters, there'll need to be, you know, things like a surgery and everything else like that there. But yeah, that was one of our big builds this week. But this is the other big build that we've been working on. This has been the big hype of the week, is what we're looking at right here. So we started with showing the prep work that we were doing for the Netherhub project, but we finally actually got into building the Netherhub as well. So this was yesterday, in terms of if you're watching this on the Sunday, though obviously it's on the Saturday that just gone. We have just turned around and done a stream day, the first Unorthoblocks stream day, where a number of us went back to back, actually streaming back to back, and we did a live stream on this, including myself, and I haven't streamed for about 2 years, and it was great fun, and I'm going to probably have to go back and do it. But we've started working on this. So we had, the day was kicked off by Kira. I think it was followed then, if I try and remember the order now, this is going back, so I do apologise if I miss anyone out. I think it was then a Mighty Beard who came in after Kira then, and then after a Mighty Beard, I think it was Lady Bex. And then after Lady Bex, we went on to myself, and then from myself it went on to Loon, then back to Lady Bex again. She did a double one there as well. And yeah, we all sort of mucked in there, but even though we've taken it in terms of stream, throughout the day, everyone came down and had quite a few of us came down and had a bit of a go down here. I know Rat Dog came down and he did quite a lot of work on there. Grey popped in at the beginning there as well. Sunny Spacecraft was around as well, doing a lot of work on there as well. So we've had a few of the people come down and actually help out with this project. And we got quite a bit of progress done. We didn't get it finished. There was a lot to be done. It is a very big project, and you will start to get an idea of it in a second of how large this is. Those portal designs there, they are my own personal contribution to the Netherhub design. We had a creative server that we kept on. We would all sort of pop in and out. Lady Bex did most of the work on there. Gray did a lot of work as well on there. But a few of the rest of us, like myself, Kira, and all that lot, have been jumping in and out as well, making designs in there as well, and making adjustments. As I say, the portals are basically my main contribution down here. It's not a big contribution, but I'm quite happy with the portals. I mean, it's something that you're going to see quite often. I didn't just want them to be just standard square portals sitting in the Netherhub here, but it's going to be this is going to replace what is the current Netherhub, which is basically just a small corridor where a bunch of corridors all meet. You've probably seen it when we come off the end of the railway line a few times. So it's about time we had a proper Netherhub so that we could actually use that as our central point for coordinating in the Nether here to get to different people's bases and to Spawn Town and everything there. So that's what we're working on here. Now, we got the downstairs bit is going to be the railway station, and then the room above, so that's where people's railway lines will terminate into, and the room above is then where the main exits to other flying tunnels and everything else are going to exist. So this is the upper one, and that's going to be a pretty large room in itself. But there will also be 4 wings coming off here, and they'll be the bits that are actually spread out to different people's bases through tunnels. I'm liking where this is going though. The design is really, I think it's a really nice design here, and it's kind of, the wings themselves are all done in different colours and everything else, which you'll eventually get to see. As I say, we didn't even get the main room finished here. We got the railway room finished. We got the main room has been probably about a third built, I would say, looking at where it is at the moment when we get to the end of this. And then the wings, I think 1 or 2 of the wings have got their floors done. We'll see those in a second. Here we are. We can have a look at it actually from floor level. But yeah, you can see that the wings have also got to be done yet and everything else like that, and they'll all be it's, as I said, different colours here. But I love it when you look at it from the ground level here and look at it from sort of your normal perspective rather than from a camera account where it's being built up. But it was a very busy day. It was good fun. And for myself, I really enjoyed the streaming. So I may have to come back and do a bit more streaming in the future because, as I say, I used to do it quite regularly years ago. I used to do it about 3-4 times a week, used to stream. And I absolutely adored streaming. But whether I'll come back and do it properly again in the future, I don't know. Maybe once a week, maybe once a fortnight. Yeah, who knows? We'll see what happens. Or maybe we'll just keep doing it as a rare occasion every now and then. We'll just pop a stream on and everything else like that for people. So just keep an eye out. I'll mention it in the videos and everything else if we got it coming up. But yeah, I was really happy and chuffed to be doing that. And yeah, we can see here the wings here. I know Lady Beck, since the time lapse Lady Beck's been down here, I know she wanted to try and get the floors in as much as possible into the wings there because there's like lava. This is sat all above a sea of lava. So if we didn't get the floors in properly, then people, while they're building, we're going to end up falling through and we'll end up with people burning to death and everything else, which is not what we want. But it is at a state here as well that means that this week I can also probably look at actually bringing my railway line down into the Netherhub because now we actually have a point for it to drop off because the railway section is complete. So we can actually connect up our railway tunnel already. So I'm probably going to do that this week coming and we'll try and get that one sorted out and everything else like that. I've got a rough idea where I'm going to guide it through and should hopefully not interfere with anyone else's builds there as we come through as well because that's the other trick is trying to guide everyone's tunnels in between everyone else's because we're all over the place. It's like a bit of a spaghetti junction going around the place there. We come into down to here, this stairwell here. This was the Mighty Beard worked on mostly on this bit here as well when he came down here when we were working through here. So you've done a great job of here. And we can actually come down and have a look at the railway station here. And you can see like we got this you saw earlier these blocks in the lava here. They spell out UB for Unorthoblocks as a nice little touch there. But yeah, through one of these sort of areas where you can see the nether rack, we'll probably connect our tunnel that will actually connect to our railway station. That will enable us to get into the nether very quickly. So yeah, that should be pretty cool in itself as well down here. But yeah, I really like the way that this is all turning out here. And then we got the stairwells here that will just bring us straight back up to the upstairs there. But it was a fun day. It was a fun day yesterday doing all the streaming and catching everyone else's streams and seeing what they were doing. But I've been Draken. Don't forget to check out the rest of the members. They're all listed below. Their YouTube channels are listed below. Mentioned quite a few of them who were streaming and everything else and been helping out through the week as well, doing all the Netherhub projects. There'll be more of this coming up in the future as well. But thank you very much for joining us, and I hope that you all are managing to keep safe in these still very troublesome times. I can't wait until this pandemic is over. I can tell you that. I don't normally talk about it on stream, onto videos and stuff like that, but I've got to be honest, I really could do with the pandemic being over as well. I'm getting a bit of cabin fever now being locked up, and I'm sure you guys are as well. But in the meantime, I hope you all stay safe. Don't forget to check out, join our fan Discord, and we'll see you all again in the future. Take care all.